Camron leaving Sirius XM, just got done with the MaxB interview. MaxB had the NY streets flooded. But Jimmy acting like he can't see the water ride.
Keep it 100. Yo, Killer, I got to talk to the governor in Jersey.
Yeah,
Yo,
mayor.
once I speak to the mayor in East Brunswick, I'm coming up.
It was, like I said, you just got to switch the mindset.
Where we at with that? Are you able to get past that?
No.
MaxB finally stepped out of that prison gate and the whole internet lit up. Except for Jim Jones, who popped up online looking straight up salty about it. He couldn't even pretend to keep it cool. He jumped on his page saying that celebrating someone coming home is pointless, and he even tried to clown Max by calling him a failure, like he wasn't pressed the whole time Max was locked up. It was wild to watch because the energy did not match what he showed when Mel got released, and everybody caught the switch up instantly. People were quick to remind him that he was front and center celebrating when Mel touched down, smiling big and posting everywhere like it was a holiday. But suddenly, when it's Max walking free, he wants to act like cheering for someone's freedom is silly? The double standard had the streets talking loud, especially since Max didn't even mention him. He just walked out with calm energy, ready to move forward. Fans kept saying things like, if you don't rock with him, just say that, because the shade was obvious. The bitterness was showing heavy, and folks were calling it out non-stop. But here's where everything gets even messier, because MaxB just pulled up for an interview with Camron and Mase, and that's when things got wild. During the conversation, Cam straight up claimed that Jim is still scared of MaxB after all these years, and that line shook the whole internet. People were replaying it non-stop because it added a new layer to a beef that already had the streets buzzing. Now it's time to break down what really went down and why Jimmy is looking so pressed right now. MaxB coming home isn't just another moment in hip-hop. It hits Jim on multiple levels, and everybody can see it. For starters, MaxB's name still carries weight, and his return brings back memories that Jim would probably rather leave buried. Every time Max speaks, old stories start floating back up, and that makes the situation uncomfortable for Jim in a way he can't hide. Plus, Max stepping back into the spotlight means fans are digging into the past again, comparing moves, energy, and loyalty. And with Cam talking the way he did, it only made the heat on Jim even stronger.
I want you to pass it at some point.
You want me to crash out?
I definitely don't want you to crash out, because I don't want to crash.
MaxB ain't just another rapper. He's one of those rare artists who changed the whole vibe of New York without even trying. The deeper you look into his work, the more you start realizing how much he shaped an entire era of the city's sound. Even though he never got the full mainstream shine he deserved, his style was smooth, his confidence was loud, and the way he flipped melodies had people copying him before they even understood what he was doing. Every layer you peel back shows a new reason why his name still rings out today. Artists from every corner of the game talk about how his flow inspired them, how his wave helped shift rap into a whole new direction, and how his presence pushed the city into a fresh lane. Even without being everywhere on TV or radio, Max stamped his influence so deep that the culture still moves with touches of his blueprint. His impact is real, and the streets never forgot.
Bitch, her name was Cindy and Mindy. I wasn't sure, cause I was too tipsy off the river, playing big in the bank. Me cream, my dick was the fuck, I was the ATM machine. Had the sparkle all in my ear. Nibble on the little nipples and blowing on the toes.
Max's real name is Charlie Wingate. Born and raised in Harlem, and he came up in the early to mid-2000s as part of Jim Jones's Bird Gang. But here's the thing, Max wasn't just another rapper in the crew. He had this melodic loose, sing rap style that nobody else was doing at the time. That whole wavy vibe he have sung New York style. That became popular later with artists like A$AP Rocky Max was doing it long before it was cool.
Why you do that? I said it's sorry, baby. Really not sorry, baby. Why you do that?
Max dropped a crazy lineup of mixtapes. $1 Million Baby, the Public Domain series, Coke Wave with French Montana, projects that turned into straight-up cult classics because the streets couldn't stop replaying them. Every tape had its own flavor, its own swagger, and people could feel that he wasn't following trends. He was creating them. His sound had this raw confidence that made folks pay attention even when he wasn't getting mainstream backing. And the wild part is this, even when he wasn't all over big platforms, Max was the rapper other rappers studied. Artists would break down his flow, his melodic switches, his off-the-wall delivery, everything. They knew he had a style that couldn't be taught, only absorbed. His tapes felt like blueprints, and anyone who wanted to tap into a smoother, more effortless wave would go listen to Max just to understand how he moved. Max wasn't just making music, he was shaping the sound that other artists tried to master.
Well, I ain't gonna lie, MaxB really inspired my whole rapping career too, I feel like. Not rapping career, but you see the way I'm making melodies?
Yeah.
He was a big part of that, because before I started rapping, I was singing MaxB all the time.
In 2006, right when MaxB's career was heating up, everything crashed after he got caught in a robbery situation that changed his whole life. On September 22nd, 2006, his ex, Gina Conway, told him about a man she met named Alan Plowden, who was carrying real cash, and instead of leaving it alone, Max decided this was going to be his next move. He sent his stepbrother Kelvin to handle it and told Gina to go with him. They went to Plowden's room at a Holiday Inn in Fort Lee, and when a woman named Giselle opened the door, Kelvin pulled out a gun while Gina tied her up. They searched everywhere for money but came up empty, so they woke Plowden, tied him to, and forced him to call his partner David Taylor. When Taylor walked in, he fought back, the gun went off, and he was tragically shot. After grabbing a purse, some cash, and a watch, they ran, but everything fell apart fast. Gina got arrested and told police the whole plan, leading to Max and Kelvin getting locked up. Years later, Max's conviction was reduced, and after nearly 16 years behind bars, he finally walked out free.
Let his kids go. Where's daughter?
Let's not get close to the gate, guys. They're gonna tell us to move.
Let's see it, nigga.
Max was welcomed home by friends and family, including his longtime collaborator, French Montana. French shared a video of him greeting Max outside prison and wrote in the caption, "Can't make this up. My brother really came home on my B-day. Hamla, no more for you." Now let's get into this messy part. The beef between MaxB and Jim Jones. When Max first linked up with Bird Gang and Dipset, he was doing a lot of the heavy lifting. He wrote hooks, helped craft verses, and some people even say he had a hand in big tracks like We Fly High. But here's the problem. According to Max, he never got proper credit or fair pay for any of it. Max claimed he was basically being used. He'd put in the work, make these hits, and Jim would cash in while Max got next to nothing. We're talking shows where Jones was making big money and Max was paid a couple $100s.
I would never work for that cornball ass nigga again. Me? I'm a boss. I'm not with that. It's never nothing no more. Like, I look like a boss, I feel like a boss, I taste like a boss. Max Bigger Val. Out of here, man. So Jim Jones, compare the names. Look, Max Bigger Val. Jim Jones. The f guy don't even add up. That nigga not wait. That nigga not on my level, man.
But this whole situation wasn't only about money. It was about respect. Max always said Jim never treated him like an equal, even though he was putting in major creative work behind the scenes, shaping the sound and the style that the team was known for. That feeling of being undervalued kept piling up until Max finally walked away from Bird Gang. After leaving, he linked up with French Montana, and they started dropping tracks that made it clear they weren't afraid to challenge Jim. Those songs showed the world who was really behind some of those hits, and fans could hear the difference immediately. Jim later claimed he never tried to block Max from earning and that he was just moving the way his mentors taught him. But what he didn't highlight is the fact that he never handed Max his publishing back until Max sued him. The court had to step in and order Jim to return it. Camron even spoke on this, siding with Max and saying Jim had a pattern of trying to control people and take credit for their work. Cam said he actually planned to sign Max himself, but before he could make the move, Jim grabbed him first.
I'm gonna keep it tall. That's kind of how I missed out on MaxB. I'm just being straight up honest. And Jim ended up signing him because Jim seen the vision, because Jim had an outside vision of Max. I grew up with Max. Charlie Rambo, play all day, joking all the time. So when he came to me and said he's gonna start rapping, I was like, yo, Charlie, stop playing. His exact words was killer. No, let's get this shit clicking like Dorothy's heels.
B, he wasn't MaxB. His name was Charlie Rambo. He get out of jail. He come up to me. This is word for word. So I'm like, Charlie, what up? When you guys say, yo, Flea, I just came home. I say, y'all say you always just come. He say, yo, Flea, you know how to rap now. Let's get this shit clicking like Dorothy's heels.
But even with all the old drama, Max and Cam stayed cool through everything. So the moment Max stepped out of prison, he pulled up for an interview with Cam and Mase, and the energy was nothing but smooth. What stood out right away was that nobody brought up Jim at all, not even once. That silence said a lot, but the conversation stayed focused on real life, not old beef. They spent their time talking about their Harlem days, sharing stories about how they came up, the people they knew, and the moments that shaped them. Max opened up about what he went through during his years inside, breaking down how he stayed grounded, how he kept creating, and how he kept his mind strong through everything.
Things that I'm saying, but you don't know the slander, like when you got locked up, you don't know the slander that I get. Cam, how the you let it go this way? From the same, like, what the how to go, da-da-da-da. I'm like, yo, I ain't see the yo, I ain't see this nigga be playing niggas got in and out of jail all the time, man. I ain't see this shit was gonna happen. Niggas be ready to take my head off about this shit.
Because you ain't a prophet.
Yeah.
They want you to be a motherfucking prophet.
Yeah, listen, man. And I listen, I'm first tell you, I missed out and I didn't see it because you was too much of my nigga and I didn't see the vision. And sometimes what it is, not even talking about you, because you turned out to be something else.
You still got me in though.
Oh no,
you did everything in your you was like, look, go see bro.
Yeah, but listen, we boomerang, we here now. We ain't even gonna get into it.
I'm just saying, like that's how
right.
Even you acknowledge like still like damn, I got Jaja, I got this nigga, I got Rev, I got you know what I'm saying? You said nah, boom.
And even though Max isn't paying Jim any mind right now, it's clear Jim is still feeling some type of way. When Mano asked him in a recent interview if he could just let the past be the past, Jim didn't even hesitate. He said no right away. He shut it down instantly, and the way he answered had everyone watching like, wow. He didn't want to explain anything or break down why he still feels that way, but his whole vibe showed that the question hit a nerve heavy. You could see it in his face and hear it in his tone. Whatever went down years ago is still sitting with him, and he wasn't trying to hide it. The moment was quick, but it spoke loud, because Max out here moving forward with calm energy, while Jim still seems tense whenever Max's name floats into the conversation. That contrast had people online talking nonstop, wondering why Jim can't just let it go the same way Max has.
MaxB coming home. Where we at with that? Are you able to get past that?
No. Now we can pass now. We can get past that now. You want to get past it, or you want to dive more into it? Or you want me to tweak it?
I want you to pass it at some point.
You want me to crash out?
I definitely don't want you to crash out because I don't want to crash out. Now, what I want for myself, I want for my brother.
I appreciate it.
You see what I'm saying? Because there's too much money out here, there's too much life out here, and I like to do the things that I like to do. Ain't nothing feel better than living right now.
Now the comment section has been going wild, with people dropping their own theories nonstop. Some folks are saying things like Jim still got emotional scars from the days when Max was all over World Star, clowning him every day and keeping his name spinning in the streets. Others even brought up the old hotel situation, saying those memories still stick heavy with him and hit harder than people realize. But then you got another group calling it from a whole different angle. One person wrote, Jim is saying this because MaxB is not in front of him. If they saw each other, there is no way that they could not heal and move forward as brothers. The love is still there. Jim is hurt. Jim feels hurt by Cam too. Jim has to realize he hurt MaxB too. They went on to say that's exactly why Jim responded the way he did, and they truly believe there's still room for peace. So now the big question is floating in the air. Can they really move forward? Or is there too much old weight for things to ever go back to how they were before Max got locked up? Is this a wound that just needs time, or is it one of those scars that never fully fades? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Share this with someone who's been following this story for years. Hit that like button, and don't forget to subscribe for more breakdowns just like this.